Well, good morning, YouTube. Hi guys, it is Wednesday morning. You know, today is not an official rally day. It doesn't technically start until tomorrow, but we're open today. We're open for business, and we're hoping that we'll get some. We had a number of people stop by yesterday that say they're coming back today, and I've got Ron. You guys know him as Ratfink. I got his motorcycle here, actually his wife's freewheeler, and we're going to do a recluse clutch in it later today. We're going to finish out a little bit of setup first. I also had a big battery delivery today, so I'm going to get that put into inventory and organized, and then hopefully get our day started. It does look a little cloudy today, and there is supposed to be some rain possibly. We'll see. Yeah, definitely overcast. So we got back from the shower last night. We actually fired up the generator finally. Not that we needed it, but we wanted to run the air conditioning, and it just made sense to do it like that. I can run this air conditioning off of the battery bank, but for a limited time. And because we were already down to about 60%, I just didn't think it was a good idea. So I figured I'd start the generator up, let the battery charge back up to full, run the AC overnight. And that was our first time actually using the air conditioning, other than just doing a couple test cycles when we were parked at home. And it worked very well. In fact, I woke up this morning pretty cold. The way I had it positioned, it would blow right on us as the little louver thingy cycled. So I think if I positioned that to where it's not blowing right on me, it'd be pretty good. But it actually cooled almost the entire Goliath. Obviously not as cool up front as it was in the back, but it actually made a difference in the whole thing, even though the unit's in the bedroom. All right, guys, we got our first customer coming in with a Sportster. So looks like Chip is showing Finn the ropes on how to do that one. And we have Ratfink's wife's bike up. I apologize. I can never remember how to pronounce her name properly. Katie knows it, but I'm terrible at that. So we're still in the process of disassembling it so we can get the clutch in. We've got the clutches over here soaking in oil, and we get them done pretty soon. We've also got Wes's truck here. We're gonna do an oil change on that. Trying to get these big projects done on the slow day. And then we did an oil change on this truck back when we were in Laconia, and they've come by and they want us to do it again this week as well. So we're gonna try to get all these done today. Well guys, in true fashion of the vendor life, the cluster screwy continues. All right, so you guys saw, you know, we were working on the trike earlier for Ratfink's wife. Well, it turns out that Recluse messed up on the clutch kit that they sent us. There's supposed to be a certain number of thin plates, a certain number of thick plates, and they sent me one less thick plate than I was supposed to have and one more thin plate than I'm supposed to have. So the clutch pack thickness is not right. So now we have to have that piece overnighted, and I can't finish their motorcycle until tomorrow. Now, Wes brought his truck in. I'm doing the oil change in it. That all went fine. Dave came back with his truck. We're doing the oil change on it. What I didn't mention was yesterday, they tried to deliver my AMSO order that we were supposed to have shipped to Myrtle Beach, and then we decided to reroute it to here because of the storm thing. Well, they delivered everything except for the 55-gallon drum. And they promised me they'd have it here today. So it didn't come. I called. It turns out they can't deliver it because they punctured it and it's leaking everywhere. So they've had to do like an oil containment thing within their warehouse, and they got to handle disposing it, but they can't transport it. So I had to call AMSOIL. AMSOIL has another drum down in the Orlando warehouse, but the problem is it's Wednesday. If they ship it out, it won't get here till Tuesday of next week, most likely. And not only that, but they won't be able to get in here with the truck after tomorrow, because once the event starts, nothing but motorcycles come through that gate. So I am borrowing Wes's truck. I am driving down to South Orlando to the AMSOIL distribution center. I'm gonna get my drum of oil, and I gotta be there by 5:30. It's 3:30. I'm gonna hit Orlando traffic. This is really gonna suck, but it's what we gotta do. So on the road, gotta go. Well guys, things are going pretty good until I got to Lake Mary Boulevard. It's actually just up ahead of me, which I used to live right off of Lake Mary Boulevard here way back in the days. And yeah, traffic's moving, but it's much slower. I'm only doing about 35 miles an hour right now. I hope it doesn't delay me. I've got an hour and a half to be at the warehouse, and it's only like 30 something miles away. But if you've ever driven I-4 through Orlando at rush hour, there's no guarantee that I'll make it there in time. I-4, we used to call it the I-4 parking lot. It sucks through here. All right guys, well luckily the traffic cleared up pretty good there. An express lane opened right over there, and everything started moving. And of course, those of you from the Orlando area, you all know what that is right there. Well, we made really good time again until we started coming into the downtown. It's 4:15. I was hoping I'd make it through downtown before, people got out of work, but we're still moving. It's just moving slow. I don't have that much further to go, but hope I make it on time. And as always, the line of traffic, people trying to get up onto the 408. And that's the 33rd Street Jail for Orange County. It's bringing back memories driving around here. I used to come down here all the time. All right, guys, it is 4:47 in the evening, and I've got my drum of oil in the back of the pickup truck. Jorge is the gentleman that works here. Brian is the manager. He was off today, but Jorge is literally a rock star at making this happen for me. It was probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon when I called him and let him know that they had punctured the drum of oil and that they weren't going to bring it to me. He found one in inventory, and it's the only one they've got. So to make sure that no one else bought it before he could make it happen, he just hustled really quick, and he got approval from upper management to basically do an exchange so that I'd have to buy a new one since the shipping company damaged it, and they're going to fight with the insurance claim and all that stuff. I don't even have to worry about it. I got my oil. They told me just to go work and have fun and make some money. I got to hand it to you, because I told you guys, Amsoil isn't just a great product. It's a great company. Every single person we've come in contact with that is employed by Amsoil, and I'm not talking about independent dealers like myself, people that are on Amsoil's payroll, they've got a job to do that runs the corporation. They've always been the best people we've ever met. They're just so great. I can't say enough. All right. Unfortunately, we still got to deal with some traffic on the way home, most likely. So let's get back in this truck and head back to Daytona. All right, guys, we are back in Daytona. We made it back before the sunset. We got the drum unloaded, and I checked all the air pressures and stuff in Wes's truck and double checked the oil after making that 100-mile trip down to Orlando and back. So again, I want to thank Wes, standing right there, for allowing me to borrow his pickup truck to go on this journey to get this oil, because without this, guys, we would have been very limited on how many oil changes we could have done. I do have oil left over from the last show still, but it wouldn't have been enough to do this show in its entirety. So, if you don't have inventory, you can't sell it, you can't make any money. We still paid all the expenses, so we want to make as much as we possibly can. So luckily it worked out well. But guys, sun's going down, clouds are still out. Luckily it did not rain here today. I don't know whether it's going to tomorrow or not, but thank you for watching. Until the next time we see you, keep those engines running. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. We're getting closer to the 10,000. Thought we'd be there by now, guys, but we need 800 more subscribers, and we're gonna give away those love jugs. All right, guys, good night.